Not everyone feels totally comfortable balancing on two wheels, and honestly, that's perfectly fine. That's where the good old tricycle comes in. If you're after something stable, relaxed, and easy to ride without blowing the budget, let's talk about what you can get for around $1,600. For riders who just want to cruise without stress, a trike can be a seriously underrated option. The one I've got my eye on today is the Zipper from BeeCool Bikes. This brand was started by a group of American cycling enthusiasts who felt the market was missing something a little different. While they don't make a big deal about their origin story, their social pages show they've been around since about 2021, right when the e-bike boom really kicked off. They're based in California, and even though the bikes are manufactured overseas, the Zipper has been getting a lot of love from reviewers, influencers, and everyday riders alike. At the core of the Zipper is an aluminum frame, and unlike most trikes out there, this one actually folds. Now, let's be real. At around 100 pounds, you're not carrying this up the stairs, but folding it makes a lot of sense for storage or tossing it into a larger vehicle for longer trips. The layout is pretty classic, with the battery mounted low under the rider and the motor positioned just ahead of the rear axle. Since you've got two wheels in the back, BeeCool avoided a hub motor back there and instead uses a chain-driven setup to keep power delivery smooth and even. The motor itself is rated at 750 watts, with peaks up to 1,300 watts, and it cranks out a hefty 92 Newton-meters of torque. That's more than enough to get this chunky trike moving, even when it's loaded up with gear or groceries. Speaking of loads, that rear rack is no joke. BeeCool says it can handle up to 300 pounds on its own, and the total payload capacity of the Zipper comes in at a wild 500 pounds. That's more than some dedicated cargo e-bikes, which is pretty impressive at this price point. Speed-wise, the Zipper is set up as a Class 3 e-bike, so you're looking at assisted speeds up to 28 miles per hour. There's also a half-twist throttle, which means you can just sit back and let the bike do the work if that's more your style. As for range, BeeCool claims up to 80 miles on a single charge, though in the real world you're probably looking at something closer to 50 or 60 miles. Use the throttle a lot or haul heavy cargo, and that number will dip, but that's pretty normal. The good news is the battery is removable, so you can always grab a spare for longer adventures. With that massive cargo rack, it's not hard to imagine loading up some camping gear, cruising out of town, and spending a weekend under the stars. Comfort is also a big focus here. The Zipper rolls on fat tires, giving you plenty of cushion over cracks, bumps, and rough pavement. And they also help when you stray onto sand, snow, or other tricky surfaces. You've got springs under the saddle for extra comfort, and up front there's a suspension fork. BeeCool claims 120 millimeters of travel, which is honestly more than you'd ever need for city riding. And there's even a lockout if you want things to feel a bit firmer. Drivetrain duties are handled by a 6-speed Shimano tourney setup. Though with this much motor power and weight, you'll probably rely more on the throttle than the gears most of the time. Braking is where things get a little murky. The Zipper uses 180mm rotors with motor cutoff, which is good. But from what reviewers show, these appear to be cable-operated brakes rather than hydraulic. Personally, that's the one area that gives me pause, especially on a machine that can weigh hundreds of pounds fully loaded and cruise at close to 30 miles per hour. Even with that concern, it's hard to ignore just how capable the Zipper is. For the money, this trike offers serious hauling ability, solid performance, and a level of stability that a lot of riders are looking for. It's not perfect, but at $1,600, it makes a strong case for itself. Honestly, I think this is one of those rides that really deserves a proper test run.